Hey, we are back with another video. This is Alexander Investment Insights. We have some big moves in the market today. Big plays coming in. We got SPY retracing down today and then having a big movement back up. We have NVIDIA free falling. NVIDIA actually coming down almost close to its support of 135.40. So make sure you stay tuned. Great analysis on the whole market. Subscribe if you want to learn. Let's get this video over 5 likes. That's all that I ask. Comment any stock that you want me to give analysis on in the comment below. We'll have a crypto sector at the end, and then in the next videos we'll go over your comments at the end to give any analysis that I see on your stocks. So let's get straight into the video, and first we're going to start off with the S&P 500 today. So you see that yesterday on Friday we hit our support of 584 perfectly and then went back to the upside, and we actually went to our resistance right here of 588.60. So that is our current resistance, and it did hit that today. You see how it went up above it and then ended up back below it. So I'm going to keep that resistance there. We also have another resistance at 592. So we're going to have two resistances, one at 592 and one at 180 or 588.60 approximately. So these are two resistances, 588.60 and then 592 as well. So just make sure you're watching those on SPY. We've been heading down for the past few days. As you see right here, we've been taking a dump, had a large gap to that downside, and today kind of just like stalled out at that resistance. So just once again, watch this resistance. We're going to want to see if it's going to break this resistance and head back up to that next one, or if it's going to reject this resistance to come down back to the support. So we're pretty much stalled between the 585s and 590s for right now on SPY. So that's all I really see there on SPY. IWM resistance 235, support 222. Not really much you can do on IWM right now. You could possibly scalp it down to this target tomorrow if it wants to keep heading down. That's a possible target for tomorrow. QQQ is pretty much same as SPY 500. Let's go over some of the bigger companies like Apple. I have resistance here at 230. We go down to the 5-minute chart. See, actually went close to that resistance kind of, and then just went right back down. So resistance still working on Apple. I have support here at 225.90 on Apple. We're just going to want to see how that reacts too. So those two levels on Apple. Microsoft resistance is at 429.90 and support at 410.30. You kind of have to wait a lot on Microsoft. They do have another resistance actually right here at 422.80. So 422.80 is another resistance you could watch. But right now it looks like they're also having some retracements back down. You see how on earnings they had a huge drop. They recovered and then just dropping again. So watch the support round here at 430 or 410.30. Google jumping off its support. You see how we broke support here today. It opened back up at that support and started boosting. So we're going to keep these two supports here, one at 169.70 and one at 173.70. Then we do have a resistance here at 74.50, and we actually have another resistance. Actually, we just have that one resistance, so we'll keep that resistance there. And then once we break this resistance, we actually could see Google going back up to the 590s, maybe even to the all-time highs once we break this 181 level and possibly 186 as well. So that's what you look for on Google. Tesla, very vertical movements ever since we had earnings. You see we started here around 210 on earnings. Earnings happened. We had a high around 270. Retracement. Trump got elected. This is Elon Musk's Tesla, so they had a big jump up from 240 all the way now to a high of around 360. So Tesla also having a nice gap up today over the weekend. So there's going to be all new levels on Tesla. First off, we're going to keep we're going to keep support right here at 308.30, and then we're going to take off this bottom support because we just want to keep our chart relatively clear. And then we're going to have our resistance right here at 349.60. 349.60 is our other resistance. So just watch this. If this resistance breaks with clarity, and we start booming back up, we do have some more targets around 360, 390, all the way up to the upside, but Tesla already is super vertical, and you're seeing that it doesn't really want to quite leave that resistance at 349.60 yet. So just be patient. It could stall out in this range for a long time before we see it actually have another movement. So just kind of wait on Tesla for right now. NVIDIA, as you see, we're tracing back down. I have support at 135.40 and resistance at 146.25. Do I want to start shares on NVIDIA here? No. Where would I want to start shares on NVIDIA? If NVIDIA got below 110 again, that's probably where I'd want to start another shares position. We already have shares position of NVIDIA. We were buying it in here. So I think our average is around like 103 or 104. So we're already up on our shares. There's no need to accumulate more shares when we're already up on this. This is actually, we trimmed around 25% of our position in NVIDIA up here. So if we go below around 110 again, that's when I'm looking to get more positions on NVIDIA. Amazon, resistance of 207.50, support at 196. Not really doing much, just kind of stalled in between those two ranges. Meta, holding our support of 554. We actually go down to the 5-minute chart. So you see here on Friday, we came down to that support, held it overnight. We actually went up right before pre-market and it came right back down. You see how support is still holding. This is not a break of support price. This support is holding price up right now. So Meta holding our support of 555 or 554, and we have another support just in case this breaks of 536.25. And we do have resistance on Meta right here at 580, 598. I'm actually gonna break this down. Our new resistance on Meta to me seems like it's also around 577. So 577 resistance on Meta right there. We got 8 going down to 8 AMD. AMD breaking our resistance, so we actually have a new resistance on AMD, and that's going to be around 184.50. So 184.50, new resistance on AMD. And then our support on AMD is now going to be, is actually held. So that's very good sign. Our support on AMD is 134. So 134 support, 148.50 resistance. This support did hold, so we might start going back up here around to the 145s to 180s before we see another retracement on AMD below the 120s. So, and actually below that 120 area could be a nice buy on AMD. So we're going to put a nice green level there. Once we get below either the 120s or the 110s, actually 110s, that's when I'm looking to start a long position on AMD. But there's nothing long that I'm looking for right now. Just let it move. Let it just do its thing. Disney, office earning having a large gap up. You see that we were actually bought shares of Disney around here. I believe our average should be around the 90s, 94-ish. And then we actually had a big gap up off of earnings from Disney. And so we do have a support and resistance. Resistance is 115.50. Support is 108.30. See how resistance actually stopped price today? We go to the 5-minute chart. Price opened up. You see on Friday, price opened up. Boom. Big up movement. Went up. Didn't really want to break that resistance. Came back down. Went up to it again today. We didn't want to break resistance and came back down. So resistance is totally holding price right now, and we basically just want to see if that's going to keep happening. I do have support at 108.30. We do have another support kind of right here, very shorter term support at 112.87, and if that breaks on the downside, that's when we could see Disney down to this 108.30 range. But right now I'm just going to keep those two levels on there. Let's go to AVGO. 164.40 support on AVGO and 175 resistance. AVGO actually just pretty nasty right now, really not doing much. It's kind of just been sideways since I had that huge gap up of earnings back in June. Just kind of sideways. Yes, it goes down, it goes right back up, and if it goes up, it goes right back down. So really not much to do on AVGO right now. We did get to those all-time highs back Here when this broke, you can see we went back up to those all-time highs and then kind of slowly just retracing down. Netflix, big movement on Netflix after that Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight over the weekend. There was a lot of buffering and people thought that would lower the stock price of Netflix because it's kind of like a news related movement, but instead we got a big green candle to the upside now. So first we're gonna watch where is support. I have a support here at 828. That will be my only support, or 828.75 is our support here on Netflix. And do I have a resistance? No. We're at all-time highs. There's really nothing much you can do on the upside here on Netflix. If anything, I would just wait for retracement like one we have right here and then possibly get swing calls, because you see how fast we went up right here after this retracement. Boom, look at this retracement. Look how fast we went up. Even right here, look at this retracement. Look how fast we went up off of earnings. Retracement, fast up. So like once Netflix has their retracement, it tends to have a nice fast movement upwards. So once we're having this fast movement upwards, we don't want to buy here because it's possible that could have a nice retracement down to the downside. That's what I see there on Netflix. Dell breaking its resistance. So that's pretty good for a Dell stock if you want to see more upwards movement on it. It still has another resistance though, right here at 130, pretty much at 140. Dell is going to need to break if it wants to get some bigger legs to go to the 150s and the 160s. So, and kind of showing some weakness around here. So just going to want to make sure we watch that. I do have support at 126.90 for Dell, and it is NVIDIA counterparts. So it's not moving exactly like NVIDIA, but I think Dell is one of NVIDIA's highly favored hardware manufacturers. That would like work really well with NVIDIA chips. I've just saw Jensen Huang talk about their relationships with Dell, so I kind of do like Dell stock. It is a good mover if you look out throughout the years. It's only been on the market since 2019, but I guess it's had some, like pretty good growth. It's been up actually like pretty vertical recently. So if there was to do anything on Dell, it probably might just be swing shares to reach almost around the all-time high, but really not much I would do on Dell right now other than just play options in the morning to specific price targets as we do every morning. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like. I'll be back tomorrow with another update on the market and what is going on. So thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Make sure you leave a like, comment below. None of this is financial advice. Please do not trade or invest anything you see here in the video. Other than that, have a great day. Bye.